Okay. Si representative ko, wala siyang may-ari na any aircraft. I understand that any aircraft related to him is owned by Mississippi's Aviation. Na-separate si Mr. Ko sa Mississippi. You should ask the lawyer of Mississippi. I'm not the lawyer. Yes.
Regarding naman dun sa mga helicopter,
Okay.
nire-register daw po ni Representative Zaldico yung mga,
You have to be very precise with me on the choppers. What's the question?
yung 5 na chopper po,
5 na choppers. Okay.
na nakalabas na po, 5, yung nakalabas po ng bansa.
Okay.
Tatlo pala, attorney, sorry.
Okay. Si representative ko, wala siyang may-ari na any aircraft. I understand that any aircraft related to him is owned by Mississippi's Aviation. Na-separate si Mr. Ko sa Mississippi. You should ask the lawyer of Mississippi. I'm not the lawyer. But see, yan na yung yan na yung isang misinformation na malaki. That's the reason we're here. Because Secretary Dizon keeps saying na i-freeze lahat yan, i-confiscate yan. If you look at his SALN, Mississippi's Aviation was incorporated in 2004, 2008. Now, Zaldico became a congressman in 2019. So, yung aviation company na in which he owns stock is was already 15, 16, 17 years old before he became when he became a congressman. Now, sinasabi ni Secretary Dizon na ifo-forfeit daw. Dalawa lang ang forfeiture dito, no? A criminal forfeiture will require a criminal conviction, that's final. A civil forfeiture will require proof and a final decision that the forfeited property was illegally acquired. How can something that was acquired by a company 17 years before he became a congressman be illegally acquired?
So, sa madaling salita, so hindi po kay Representative Zaldico yung tatlong chopper?
No. Not that I know of na meron siyang personal na chopper. Must be Mississippi's Aviations, which again is an old company. Naka-report sa SALN niya yun, ha?
Thank you, attorney.
Sir, good morning.
Hi.
Hannah po from Billionario.
Hi, Hannah.
Clarification lang din tungkol dun sa naging Senate Blue Ribbon hearing nung September. Basically, mainit po kasi yung mata ni Congressman Zaldico sa publiko because of the supposed cash deliveries made by his former aide, Orly Guteza. First, sir, can you confirm if Guteza was indeed an aide, a former aide of Zaldico?
The first time I heard that name was at the Senate hearing, or was it the House? I learned about that Mr. Guteza's name. I heard Mr. Guteza's name for the first time at the same time you did, nung nahirinig ko. I know that he had 2 aides, something biblical. Matthew, Luke, something.
Mark and Paul, sir?
Whatever. Na former aides niya, but I understand also that they were no longer connected with him at the relevant time. Now, if you're asking me whether or not there were deliveries to Representative Go at any time, no. Categorical.
You deny all the cash deliveries, including the
To
luggage,
him?
sir? Yes, to his house, to his condo.
Who's making that accusation, Hannah?
It was Orly Guteza who
And where is he now?
we can't find him, sir. It's for us to find out.
There you
But
go. You have to forgive me, my brain isn't trained to think that way. I'm always evidence-based. Kaya nga, the reason why you're here is para ma-realign nga natin, ma-redirect natin yung narrative. Na wag naman chismis, wag naman speculation. Because hindi tatayo in a court of law.
would you say, sir, ito po yung isa sa mga sinabi nyo kanina na narrative na skewered?
Yes. Because who's saying na mayroon deliveries? Did they see my client receive the delivery of money? I'll even reduce it to an absurdity, Is it possible na may utang lang sila, nagbayad sila?
Sir, is Congressman Zaldico willing to attend any Senate Blue Ribbon probe? I believe invitations were sent already.
Again, he will as soon as the threat to his life is abated.
By who, sir? Sino po ang may
Look
nagte-threat?
around you. Ang dami, it's all over social media. I'm not tech savvy. Nakikita ko everyday yung mga threats sa kanya. Isabit na yan, bitayin na yan, etc., etc.
Virtually, sir, at least.
Virtually? What does that mean?
Via Zoom, if
siya?
he will. Kasi sir, I believe there's a quotation that flight is an indication of guilt. So if ever ba willing po siyang humarap para at least marinig din ng taong bayan yung
Okay.
side niya.
Okay, number one, wala pang criminal case against him. As far as I know, wala pang criminal accusation. Number two, yung flight is an indication of guilt is a misused term. Hindi yan ang ibig sabihin yan if you look at its history under U.S. federal law. I'll discuss that with you privately. Masyado mahaba.
Sige sir.
But outdated yung, misused and outdated yung concept na yan.
So would you say he's not, hindi siya tumatakas basically?
No. Kasi Hannah, remember that he flew out for medical reasons way before this whole thing blew up. Diba? When did this blow up? After the sauna. He flew out as early as February, I think. So hindi siya tumakbo. Let's get that clear. Again, let's redirect the narrative. No?
Good morning, sir. This is Arles from One News po.
Arles?
Yes po.
Hi, Arles.
I have seen the Ombudsman referral, the ICI's referral to the Ombudsman wherein Bryce Hernandez claimed that he delivered a bulk of cash on the first quarter of 2025 in his in-cost residence in Valle Verde, wherein there's no furniture inside, just luggages of cash, and then it was received by a certain Paul Estrada.
Okay.
Has Co ever confirmed or denied these allegations?
Na may delivery?
Both having Paul Estrada and his residence having no furniture at all.
We talked about that and he said, I have no knowledge about any delivery. Because if you talk to Mr. Hernandez, I'm sure he will say that my client was not there. And again, you know, he said yan eh. Because he says that he delivered it, and yet he admits to owning a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, everything else. And Representative Ko is just saying, no such thing. Walang nangyaring ganyan. So who do you believe?
But on the latter part of the Ombudsman referral case, sir, there's a certain sentence there wherein it was received by a certain Paul Estrada with an acknowledgement receipt being kept by Alcantara. So have you also reached out to certain Paul Estrada and having him on cause?
I'm not there yet. Like I said, I heard that Mr. Estrada, Paul, was once upon a time employed by him or employed for him. I'm not sure, but at the relevant time, maybe during the deliveries, that he was no longer employed by Representative Ko. I don't know. I can get back to you. Hindi naman ito yung last natin. I can get back to you on that. Understand that I don't know everything about the case just yet. I'll get back to you.
And then, sir, you've said that Ko has serious threats in his life.
Yes.
So does this mean that he also has pangamba or hindi pagtiwala sa pamahalaan that he can be safely, safeguarded just to face all the allegations to him?
Hindi naman. But the government cannot protect you all the time eh. Di ba? Walang guarantee na ganyan. People die in jail. Diba? People with a shot in the head, and you have heads of state surrounded by 20 armed men who still downed by a sniper. Ako personally, ang bigger fear ko is vigilante violence. Because nga everyone hates him. That's the reason I'm here. Again, no, I don't litigate in the media, but the reason I'm here is because maybe we can tone down the temperature, we can lower it a little bit, because personally, I'm deathly afraid of vigilante violence. Someone who thinks that he's a moral guardian of the Filipino people will just take a paltik and shoot him anywhere.
Sir, siguro last na lang, because
Sure.
the year is ending, 2026 is fast approaching.
Sure.
I know this might sound so vague and irrelevant, but how long is Zaldico planning to not go back to the country, aside from just like pahupain lahat ng threats sa life niya? How long will the Filipino people wait for his response on all the allegations?
Well, I'll try to respond as best I can, but yung fear kasi is subjective eh. I can't tell him na don't be afraid. You know? In the same way that I can't tell you not to be afraid of something. If he fears, and again, I don't blame him, if he fears that there are threats to his life, I don't blame him, and I wouldn't recommend that he come home either under these circumstances. Where's Christina?
Sir, Tina po from GMA.
Hi, Tina.
Sir, you said kanina po that the the information are skewed against former representative Ko? What did you mean by that?
The narrative.
The
is
narrative?
skewed, yes.
What did you mean by that?
I'll give you an example. Ang daming nagtatanong, no? In fact, it's a very hot topic na yung corruption ng corruption in general, whether it's a budget or yung mga flood control projects, di ba? You have to understand that there is no such thing as generic corruption. In fact, there is no such thing as a generic crime. When you accuse someone of a crime, you have to indicate with precision the what, where, when, who, and how. Diba? You can't say that I killed someone. You have to tell me I killed Juan de la Cruz in San Juan on this date with a knife. Diba? So if you say corruption, may mga specific elements yan. And one indispensable element of corruption is there has to be damage to the government. Actual damage in the nature of civil actual damages. So if you say na may corruption, let's say yung 2025 budget, di ba naririnig ko yan? Ano yung damage to the government? Hindi nga implemented. What is the corruption? What is the extent? What is the precise damage to the government? It's a corruption na yun.
What about the previous years, sir? 2023, 2024?
Again, in line with my reason, with my thinking, you have to tell me what the accusation is. What's the accusation, Tina?
The flood control projects.
Which flood control project?
They listed several in the hearings.
Yeah, but you're asking me to answer a generic question. Yeah. Okay, Oriental Mindoro. Ano yung kwan? Okay. Kasama ba si representative ko?
SunWest as well.
He's not SunWest. See, that's the thing.
Among.
Yes, if you look at his SALN, and I know this for a fact that he divested from SunWest before he became a congressman. Again, no, yan na nga yung skewed narrative eh. The person, the stockholder is not the corporation. If I own shares in federal land, doesn't mean I can stay in Grand Hyatt for free just because federal land owns Grand Hyatt. Diba? So, just because he's a member of a corporation, which he is not, SunWest, let's get that clear. Just because SunWest is accused of something, that doesn't filter down to the stockholders. Again, he's not a stockholder. I don't represent SunWest, though. You should ask SunWest's lawyers. But let's get it right lang. If there's a wrong committed by a corporation, that wrong does not contaminate the stockholders.
Sir,
Otherwise, lahat tayo sa pool na.
go ahead.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Where is he now, sir?
I don't know. Last I heard, he was in Boston for his medicals.
Because the Senate has reports that two of his executive assistants who are potential witnesses in the Senate investigation have joined him in Europe, John Paul Estrada and Mark Texay. Do you have any information on that?
I have no info, but I did read earlier that one of them was in Chile, not in Europe. I
Which
don't
one,
know
sir?
if he's one of, I don't know, Luke, Paul.
But you confirm, sir, nasa Chile na ako?
No, I don't know. I've never met them, never spoken with them, and I don't feel like talking to them at this time. Di pa relevant sa akin.
Sir, when was the last time you talked to former Representative Ko?
Last night.
And did you ever ask him where he was? Weren't you curious?
No, I'm curious personally, but I can't be curious as a lawyer because hindi relevant. And I don't want to lie to you. If you asking me now, I'm looking you in the eye. I'm telling you honestly that I don't know because I never asked him. Again, because it's not that knowledge is not relevant to me at this time.
How do you communicate, sir?
Phone?
Phone?
Yes.
But you can tell from the number
No, I cannot.
where his location is.
No, I cannot.
Oh,
If you're asking me whether it's a foreign SIM,
yes, sir.
can't tell you. I wouldn't know myself.
Okay. Sir, kanina you also mentioned that you fear vigilante violence.
Personally.
Yes. But is that also Mr. Ko's fear when he returns to the Philippines?
He has a general fear of being shot, whether by a vigilante or by a political enemy. He doesn't know. I can't answer that with precision.
So, is it safe to say that in the next few months until next year, we won't see him in the Philippines?
We'll see him as soon as the fear of violence against him abates. So I don't know. Might be next week, might be January, I don't know.
Okay, so thank you.
Surely.
Hello sir, good morning po. Ben Pulta po sa Philippine News Agency.
Hi, Ben.
Ka-clarify ko lang sir yung the SALN is generally available, that's what you're saying. Pero only if you can answer, how much did the assets did Mr. Ko declare the first time he was a lawmaker?
Oh, I can answer that. 4.1 billion in 2019. Let me point out, ito na naman yung skewed narrative. I did some research, and who's the richest senator you know? Alex. Mark Villar declared a net worth of 1.4 billion. His mother, Cynthia, declared in 2020 a net worth of 3.8 billion. Next is Manny Pacquiao, 3.1 billion. Or the other way around, one or the other. So, in 2020, when Representative Ko joined Congress in 2019, 1 year earlier, he was already richer by Cynthia than Cynthia Villar or Manny Pacquiao. Just to keep it in context. What's your question?
Sir, yeah, thank you for that, sir. Pero did it grow? Follow up lang doon sa question. Did the assets grow? Would you know if at all?
There was movement. It was relatively flat, the movement. But I remember it did grow, but even that is not an indication of criminality, just so you know, Alex. Kasi naka-file naman ng ITR eh. And there was a very refreshing take on this. I don't remember who said it. I think it might have been Ronald Llamas. Kung magnanakaw ka, loko-loko ka ba't idedeklara mo sa SALN mo yung ninakaw mo? Naturalmente, hindi, di ba?
Sir, if ewan ko kung pwede, sir, if you can go to yung legal theory,
Sure.
But the acts attributed to Ko, maliban dun sa accusation ni Gutesa that money was actually delivered to his house by so-and-so, yung acts of passing a law to encourage projects, and that these projects supposedly some of them were not implemented at all, would that, in your say, form part of your legal theory? Would that make him liable? I mean, it's like paying and someone else did not deliver, right?
I assume you're talking about yung unang pumutik ito, yung mga ghost projects sa Bulacan. Yung preliminary research namin is that yung mga ghost projects na yon, part of the NEP yon, yung National Expenditure Program. So hindi yun insertion. Easy? So saan ba galing ang NEP? Hindi ba galing sa executive yan?
Sir, but the proponents apparently had a part in. I mean, Mr. Ko apparently had a part in the actions of the proponents.
No. That's what I'm saying. Yung NEP is prepared by the DBM in consultation with the other executive offices. Sinasubmit yan sa appropriations. Hindi nakialam doon si Representative Ko as far as I know. Kasi NEP nga eh. Tapos noon, from what I know, from what I gather, meron mga requests na separate yung other executives, other government offices. Other government offices, yun ang sinasabi na insertion. But ang technical term is congressional initiative or something like that. Ayan pa eh, we keep saying insertion kasi it's a very colored term, insertion, parang masama ang dating. But then, everyone is saying, Senator Lacson himself said na hindi masama ang insertion. Huwag natin kulayan yung term.